Hey you guys, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, you guys. Happy Sunday. I think y'all can hear me. Happy Sunday. If you can hear me and see me, give me the thumbs up. You know what I always say, if you come early, that means you're the help. We appreciate the help. So you gotta tell me, make sure that you can hear me and see me clearly. You guys, I'm trying to get this hooked up really quickly. Let's see if this works. There we go. Now we got some more light. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Hello. Hello. Y'all can hear me and see me clearly, right? Hear me, see me. You can hear and see. Thank you, Sherelle. Sherelle, where are you from? You got to tell me where y'all are from. You know how this works. Yes, buy and sell with Mel. I know you buy and sell with Mel. You live in Vegas, but you buy in Atlanta. Did I just make that up? Hey, you guys, welcome. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, you guys. Everybody can hear and see me. We got a couple minutes. Everybody get on. Hello, you guys. Amado, I know you from Miami, from Florida. Y'all tell me where you're from. You know I like to know where you are from. Tell me where you're from. I don't make you do a whole lot of talking unless you just start talking. Tell me where you're from. Let me shut this down because you know my Wi-Fi can be a little shaky sometimes. So let me shut down all these windows. Let's see. Where is everybody from? Welcome. Happy Sunday, Cleveland. Dallas, Fort Worth. Got you. Augusta, Georgia. Baltimore, Florida. I'm sorry. Tampa. I'm sorry. I just make everybody be from Miami if they're from Florida. I'm sorry. Tampa. So we got people from everywhere. Florida. Georgia, Cleveland. I always say Cleveland. You're on the list. You live in Cleveland. You buy in Vegas. Buy in Vegas? I don't know. Buy and sell with Mel. Florida. Tampa. What was I going to say about Tampa? They were on some list recently. Tampa. Welcome, y'all. Happy Sunday. Merry Christmas Eve. Happy Sunday if you don't celebrate Christmas. You know what I mean? I don't want to offend anybody. You know what I mean? But happy Sunday. I didn't know if I was going to come on here or not because I know it's like Christmas and people are like out with their family. But we're here, right? I'm here. I figured I would talk. And if you want to listen to me talk, you can come on here too, right? So, welcome, welcome, welcome. West Palm Beach, I see you. Live in Vegas, but I'm in Cleveland. Got you, got you. I'm with you. I knew it was something with Vegas in there. Welcome, everybody. Raleigh, North Carolina, I see you. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to pull up a couple articles because you know I'm always got some articles, some data. I'm going to read again. I'll share the numbers again from this HUD article that I think a lot of y'all found me from, right? That video that went viral on Instagram. You guys, welcome if that's where you found me from. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, I did not mean to offend anybody when I posted that video, but I guess it was kind of, if you don't know me and that was the first time you saw me, it was kind of like, I don't know, insensitive that I gave the numbers to the people behind and then turned around and gave auction websites. But y'all know I do that all the time. But I guess if you didn't know me, that seemed kind of, you know. So sorry. Y'all know I don't mean to offend anybody. Let's talk about next week is a holiday week. So not a lot of auctions going on across the country. Let me do my introduction. Hello from Tennessee. I see you, Danita. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So quick introduction if you are new here. You guys, I am Ashley Pickens. I'm here in Memphis, Tennessee. I've been in real estate since 2006. I got licensed in 2006 as a real estate agent. I've been a real estate broker over agents and everything. And I have been, but really why you're here is because I'm an auctioneer, right? Because I auction off foreclosures at the courthouse here in Memphis, Shelby County, parts of Mississippi, and sometimes I go to Nashville, right? So I am that person that says going once, going twice. That is me. That's what people always ask. Am I that person? I just don't talk really fast, right? I don't do that. I see you, Eastern Shore, Maryland. Hello. Welcome, 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 everybody. Let's jump in. Y'all know how this works. I usually just talk, and then if y'all have questions, you put your questions below. If you have a particular question about auctions or foreclosures, REOs, just put it in below. And is Memphis the same after the Dolph situation? So, rest in peace to Dolph, right? And kind of like the same as, you know, Oxford, I see you, welcome. So I feel like Dolph, you know, he's like a rapper. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think the rap scene might be a little different. I know music, we're known for like what, Gotti and 8 Ball and all that kind of stuff. So I think the rap scene probably took a hit, you know, but other than that, you know, you guys, Memphis is Memphis. That's all I can say. Memphis is Memphis, right? So, you know, you guys, did y'all know Memphis was like ranked like the #1? We were ranked like the investor's playground by Wall Street Journal, like the #1 place to invest. And it's because our city has like 50% of our city rents here in Memphis, which is kind of sad, honestly. I see you, Callie. Yeah, almost, it's probably closer to 60% at this point. 60% of our city rents, right? So for investors, we are a playground, right? In our real estate prices, we got like some of the cheapest real estate prices in the country, like price per square foot. You know, Memphis does not have like a huge luxury market. We don't, when you talk about $1 million house in Memphis, you're talking about like 10,000 square feet, right? You're talking about like a mansion, right? So here in Memphis, you can get like a nice house for $400,000, right? Our properties are just so much more affordable. So, fun fact about Memphis. That's all I was going to say. So people, usually investors can buy really cheap here. Hedge funds buy really cheap here. And then again, we have 60% of our city rents. And like the rent is like, I mean, you can buy a property for like $50,000 or $60,000 and maybe rent it out for like $1,200 or $1,500. You know what I mean? So that's one thing about Memphis, but that's not what we're talking about tonight, you guys. That is not what we're talking about. So I hope I answered your question. I always take like the scenic route to answer questions. Sherelle, sorry. Let's talk about what's going on with foreclosures. I know y'all have auction questions. So you went to school in Nashville. Cool. Where'd you go? Vanderbilt? Did you go to Vanderbilt? If you have questions about auctions, you know, just throw them below. I'll try to go over things. I'll answer the most common questions. If you've been here before, y'all just got to bear with me. Look, y'all just got to bear with me. Maybe I need to have like new student orientation like every first Sunday, right? Like it's like a church. Every first Sunday, I'm going to answer the new questions again. So sometimes y'all just going to have to bear with me. Let me answer the top maybe 5 questions real quick when it comes to auctions, right? Where do you find auction properties? That's like everybody's #1. Where do you find auction properties? So, you guys, I always tell people, you just Google, one great place, the public notices, right? Put in your county, whatever your county is. I'm Shelby County. If you're Fulton County, Cook County, public notices, right? Alabama. Okay, Alabama. Hello. When is the next auction in Memphis? So we have one coming up on Friday. We have an auction on Friday. One of them got canceled and one of them is going. But the one that is going, you guys, has been postponed like all year. All year. So I don't even know if it's going to go on Friday. And plus, you guys, you know, like in December, there's a holiday moratorium that most banks put on foreclosures where they don't really foreclose over the holidays. So it's not, you don't see a lot of auctions really in December or January. Just for the record. So Shelby County here in Memphis is usually Friday. DeSoto County, which is Mississippi, is usually Thursdays here. So again, public notices. You Google your county public notices. What you are looking for, you guys, is, here's the paper. Here's my trusty dandy newspaper, right? It's usually in the smaller papers, the auctions. So I know there's like that myth that everybody's like, just go look in the paper for auction properties. And y'all like, what am I looking for in the paper, right? You're looking for public notices in the paper. And it's usually in, look at my paper, is falling apart. It's usually in like smaller papers. Here in Memphis, it's the Memphis Daily News, right? Nashville, it's the Tennessee Ledger. It's not the bigger papers, okay? Not like New York Times, Chicago, Tribune. It's none of that. It's the smaller ones. Sometimes you can find them at the library. Sometimes they're like in the little box on the street. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean. Y'all smaller publications. So I used to get these in the mail. I used to have the subscription, and then I'm like, oh, look at me trying to save the trees. So now it comes, I just go online and find these. And you're looking for the public notice. It tells you when the auction date is and what time the auction is. The public notice is that first, it's when, I always say, it's like the blood in the water, basically. It's when that attorney tells that homeowner, like, you have 30 days to pay your past due amount, or your house is going up for auction in 30 days. And they put that in the paper. So if any interested parties, you know, might have, if some people got some liens on the houses, then they know that house is going up for auction, right? Are they online? So auction.com is a great place to find properties, you guys. A lot of y'all don't believe me when I say that. Like, auction.com posts my auctions at the courthouse. You just got to look and see where the location is. Mary Chris Clark, the realtor, don't come on here with your foolishness. Where do you find auction properties? Google County. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sherelle. Look at you. Look at you. Thank you. So, smaller papers, you might can get this at the library, but auction.com is a great place to find properties. Auction.com now has a new feature, the foreclosure predict, where I guess if people get behind, they list those people, like properties that are about to go into foreclosure. So, smaller publication, or Google County Public Notices. Look on auction.com. If y'all are familiar with PropWire, y'all know it's free. A lot of y'all know PropStream, right? All the investors, all the wholesalers are on PropStream. PropWire, same thing as PropStream, but free. And we all like free things. PropWire, try them. So that's when it comes to the paper. That is what is in the paper. What's the other most common question? Y'all know my two main things, main due diligence that you have to do. I've done so many videos on the two main things, right? Drive by and check the title, right? You saw 99 home. Oh my, look. So, Clark, you just threw me off. You threw me off. Clark didn't say that. Oh, Van Morris, you said it. Clark was laughing. You saw 99 homes. So, everybody knows, if you're new here, my 3 top real estate movies. If you did not know, I'm completely obsessed with real estate. I'm more so obsessed with the last real estate crash. Obsessed at this point. So, 3 movies that I recommend you seeing if you have not, if you're into real estate, right? Everybody knows The Big Short. That's everybody's movie. I've got it on DVD. Talk about me if you want to. Judge yourself, okay? Yes, I have it on DVD. They do exist for young people. It's like a CD that we used to watch movies on, okay? So, if you don't know what a CD is, that's another thing too. But anyway, The Big Short, right? That's one. 99 Homes, that is another. And The Inside Job, okay? My 3 top movie recommendations. The Big Short and 99 Homes are movies. 99 Homes has a lot of profanity in it, okay? So I always give that disclaimer. Do not watch it around your kids unless you use profanity around your kids. And then The Inside Job. The Inside Job is a documentary, which is going to totally piss you off too, is where they interview the people involved in the last crash, right? And it's just, it'll totally piss you off. I'll just be completely honest with you how things played out. That's all I have to say. So, The Big Short, 99 Homes, and The Inside Job. Top 3 real estate movie recommendations for you to watch. Yes, thank you guys. Yes, I do have the DVD. That's all I'm saying. So, drive by the property. That is the first thing. Once you find your properties, make you a little checklist. I gave away a property tracker. If you are on my newsletter, all my links are below in the description. If you are on my newsletter or if you came to my last masterclass, I gave away a free property tracker, right? So when you go to the auction, you got to be organized at the auction, you guys. Be organized. I can always tell like a seasoned investor, they got their spreadsheets. Get organized. So, property tracker, don't go to the auction with your heart set on anything. First of all, you guys, properties get postponed, they get canceled because, you know, homeowners, once the public notice goes out, they can stop an auction, right? They can try to get a modification, right? They can catch up on their house on the past due amount. They can sell their house, right? And if they exhaust all options and can't do anything else, you guys, they can file bankruptcy. Bankruptcy, when people call me, that is your last option, right? That is, people file bankruptcy the morning of their auction and it will stop an auction. So, just don't, my point is don't get your heart set on a property at the auction because it can get postponed, it can get canceled, everything, right? So, postponed does not mean canceled. So, if you are organized and keeping track, just notate the new postponement date, right? And then just keep track of that. Drive by the property 24 to 48 hours before the auction. If it's set for auction in January, it gets postponed to March, you drive by again in March, okay? Because your feelings are going to be hurt all year if you buy a pile of dirt. Let me just say that right now. If you buy a pile of dirt, your feelings are going to get hurt. Boom. Bars, that actually rhyme. Did y'all catch that? If you buy a pile of dirt, your feelings are going to get hurt. Boom. So, drive by, you guys, because a lot of properties, they can be condemned. Like I always say, y'all, it's winter. The storms are storming. Storms are storming. Buy a house and a tree fell on it. There goes your whole repair budget. Whole repair budget is blown out of the water. And keep in mind, you guys, auction properties, you can't see the inside of them. You can't see the inside of them. You are buying blind, right? That's me at the auction. I always say everybody's risk level, everybody's blood pressure level is not set to Ashley at the auction. That's not for everybody, right? Most people, what most of you really want is an REO property. You want a foreclosure, but you don't want me at the auction. You want an REO property that you can go inside of. You can do a home inspection. You can back out of that property. You know what I mean? Most people, that is their risk level, right? Where you can walk in a property and see it. Most people do not want to buy a property without looking at the inside of it. Let's just be completely honest. But everybody want a foreclosure, right? Y'all just don't want me at the auction, honestly. See, look, you got the DVD too. Thank you. See? And we got DVD players. Anyway, so drive by the property, right? Check the neighborhood. I always say this. Did you hear about thousands of veterans? You know, Clark, you know, because you're on here all the time. I saw the numbers when it came to veterans, the numbers of the articles that have come out, all of the numbers. You see how Clark just threw me all off what I was talking about? I have it, don't worry. I have the numbers right here, the articles. So one article is saying, first of all, what Clark is talking about is they have extended the VA loans. You cannot foreclose on a VA loan until next summer, basically, until May of 2024, because they said there were so many veterans or VA loans behind or in foreclosure that they put an extension on it. But the numbers that they're saying, you know, y'all, I don't believe the news at all, right? I don't believe any news numbers. So I see one article that says there are an estimated 147,000 veteran homeowners behind on their mortgage right now, right? I honestly don't believe that number either. I saw another article that said it was like only like 90,000 veterans behind on their mortgage. I don't believe that number either. Y'all know in 2021, we gave out like 1.2 million VA loans. 2022, it was 1.4 million VA loans. If you want me to believe that only like 80,000 people are behind, no, I don't. Not at all. And I know, so the article that I read, but yes, Clark, I did see that. I also feel like they're probably going to put another extension or moratorium on not regular, but FHA loans. We'll probably get another one of those when everybody misses their mortgage payment in January and February. That's when they will probably kick in another moratorium or extension. And you know, everybody's like, are they just like kicking the can? I don't know, you guys. I mean, are they kicking the can? For sure. Yes. But even the numbers that I read in this article, I'll read them to you again, because this is the article that got everybody like, so y'all, they was coming for me. YouTube family, people were coming for me on Instagram and was like, why don't you try to help people instead of giving out auction websites? I'm like, y'all don't even know me. Y'all just found me. Go do your research. Go look at my whole page. I do help people in foreclosure. But you know, all good. But let me say this, you guys. Like, it was probably a handful of people who were like, why are you posting this? But y'all, when I tell y'all almost 6,000 people downloaded the free auction websites, 6,000 people, you guys. I'm not exaggerating. Y'all know my video has like over 800,000 views right now on that auction video. I just want to tell y'all that. So, clearly everybody wasn't mad at me, right? Let me read this to you guys really quickly. And you know, I don't believe these numbers that HUD puts out either, only because the numbers that HUD, the audio is going out, you guys. Don't start this. We don't have to have like a Christmas miracle on here. How is the audio, you guys? Y'all know I will stop talking as soon as y'all say anything about if y'all can hear me correctly, if I sound fine, do a number 1. Look, anyone's internet messing up, oh gosh, you guys, don't start. Don't start. Maybe I need to close my computer. Look, I'm going to close the computer. We need like a Christmas miracle. Don't let the internet, it's skipping a little. I can hear you. I'm just short. Okay, everybody can hear me? Yes. If you can hear me, press 1. If you can't hear me, press 2. I guess if you can't hear me, you ain't gonna press anything, right? I'm glitching, you guys. That was me glitching. I'm still glitching. 1. Okay, y'all with me? Okay. We're all just, look, I told Gabby, I'm like, cut off everything, get off your phone, turn off everything. We're about to go live, because you know the Wi-Fi, you know. What happens once the time is up? Some of these people took a forbearance and may not be able to put it at the end of the loan, which means they might have a balloon payment they can afford. What's going to happen? I mean, they just going to lose their house probably, right? Like, and I said this before. You guys, I'm sorry if I'm glitching. That's me glitching. I don't know, you guys. Like, everybody, even when they put programs into place, you know, like, everybody's not going to qualify for them, right? It's going to be some people who don't qualify for whatever reason, right? I had to think about, you know, this thing that's going on with Navy Federal right now. Absolutely, God bless the veterans. We do veterans so wrong in this country. I'm going to be completely honest about that. Anytime I see a veteran with a homeless sign, I'm like, you deserve better than that, right? You deserve better than that. I lost my train of thought. But everybody won't qualify is what I was going to say. And, you know, to think everything that's coming out with like Bank of America and Navy Federal denying these loans, I'm always like, were those people who were trying to refinance, hoping they could refinance, right? They were promised that they could buy now, refinance later, and then they tried to go through Navy Federal or Bank of America and got denied. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Nothing covers everybody completely, right? That's just, it's always people who don't qualify, right? Like it's gonna be people who can't refinance, right? If your credit drops, right? If you lose your job, you won't qualify to refinance, right? So I see that's what they're doing. Like they're putting these modifications, or they're taking people's past due payments and putting it on the back of their loan. I'm seeing that. I don't know. Who knows? I always think that, right? Like, how can you save all of these people? We're talking about 5 million people, right? Is what HUD is saying. I believe it's way more than 5 million people. You know, in 2020, I always say this, the White House said we had over 10 million people behind on their mortgage. What is over, right? We had in 2021, the White House said we had 30% of renters facing eviction in 2020. 30% of our renters would be like 13 million people, right? FHA has already said that close to 20% of their loans are behind or in default. Almost 20% of FHA loans are in default right now. I don't know. And then the article that HUD puts out, you guys, that's a survey. It's a housing survey done by people. I mean, they ain't never asked me. They ain't never surveyed me, is all I'm saying. So I don't know who they surveying. But again, I don't think that's even an accurate depiction of what's going on. They need to ask like Mr. Cooper. Yeah, Mr. Cooper, Wells Fargo, top 5 mortgage servicers, how many people they got in default. And then I think we would have a better picture of how many people are actually past due on their mortgage, right? So a housing survey, you know, I mean, but even with a housing survey, we got 5 million people who say they're behind on their mortgage. So, you know, they should be saying, yeah, but I hope that isn't true with Navy Federal. I know. Y'all, but banks gonna bank, right? Like they always, I was looking at Bank of America, right? Y'all can go on, I opened up this computer and we're gonna pray the Wi-Fi works, doesn't act crazy. CFPB, you guys, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. And it lists every time a bank gets in trouble, right? Every time a bank gets fined, it lists it, you guys. Y'all know how many times Bank of America has gotten fined for just doing bogus stuff, right? All of these banks, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, our friend Jamie Dimon, they all stay in trouble. You know, banks are like, I'm never surprised, right? When stuff comes out, they discriminated, they did this, they did not. I'm like, y'all go watch The Inside Job. Watch The Inside Job and nothing will surprise you. Watch The Inside Job, I promise. I saw several people being evicted out of their apartments by the sheriff. Ooh, the sheriff eviction is the worst. They just come in and put your... That's like the worst. And that's why, like, I know when foreclosures come, it's so many people who are going to jump up and be like, I handle foreclosures. I say this all the time. Y'all, dealing with people who are in foreclosure or behind on their mortgage, that's like a whole different mindset. Like, that's not for everybody. It's just not, because people don't know. And that's the first thing when people call me, like, y'all, I have people crying. And I know next year, if foreclosures come, y'all, people call me cry. I remember, like, probably last year, when was I super busy? Like, this is my schedule for like a week in 2020, right? People used to call me crying, right? Because they're like, I just got this foreclosure notice. And I guess people are like, call Ashley because she know what to do, right? And you just don't know. As soon as you get that notice that says you have 30 days to pay your past due mortgage or your house is going up for auction, most people have no idea. Like, how does that work? And they're like, does that mean I got to be out of my house in 30 days? Does that mean somebody's coming to put me out in 30 days? They just have no idea. And for the record, your auction day and your move out day is not the same, right? It's not the same day if you are behind on your mortgage. Your auction day and the move out day is not the same, right? Usually with me at the auction, if I know the people who are in the house, I know every bidder at the courthouse, right? So I usually connect them. If I've talked to that homeowner, and I just say, this is who bought your house, they'll reach out to you. They usually, you know, try to work with people to get them moved and situated. But just the fact of not knowing is what scares a lot of people. Y'all, let me catch up. Yeah, bank's gonna bank. They put this one part. Ooh, by the time you get to the sugar eviction, it's been a while, at least here. And so, yeah, like I have, y'all saw that video I put up on YouTube and Instagram about the lady. Y'all heard the story, right? They bought the house, moved here from California. Her and her husband, she was pregnant when they moved here, got here, bought a house, right? While they were painting the house, hadn't even moved in the house, painting the house, husband died, right? He never slept a night in the house, left her with a $300,000 mortgage and a baby, right? And so she was in foreclosure. And so, like, she doesn't have nowhere to go. Like, she didn't have anywhere to go. And that showed me kind of the process too, right? She didn't have anywhere to go. They did, the bank was talking to her. She was like, she didn't have nowhere to go. She didn't have any money. She didn't have a job. She couldn't get an apartment because she didn't have a job, right? But I got that lady a job, and she still has that job to this day, right? So the sheriff they put a notice on her door. That was the first thing. Gave her a court date. She went to court. She told the judge, she's like, I don't have anywhere to go. I got a 1-year-old baby. She was cleaning houses. Y'all, the day I pulled up to her house, she was selling her dining room furniture to pay her utility bill, right? Went to court. She told the judge she didn't have anywhere to go. The judge gave her like another 90 days to stay in the house. She stayed in the house another 90 days. I think they came back and put another notice on her door again. So it doesn't happen overnight, right? If you're talking to the bank, even if you are living in a house, renting a house, and the landlord does not pay, right? And that rental house is in foreclosure. Like, I saw all her mail. And one of the forms on her mail was like, if you are renting this property, contact the bank and let us know how long your lease is, right? And they would work with you on your lease if your landlord didn't pay and the house was foreclosing. Now, let me catch up, you guys. I'm sorry. Y'all know I've been talking. I always say, I can talk. It don't be like there's never a period, right? It's just like a comma, and I just keep going, and you got to jump in. There were pre-foreclosure miles in Atlanta, and there were expires and with people better. Y'all, you guys, banks, I've said this before. Look, I read one question, then I talk, and then I got to catch up on the other questions. And I just lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Oh, banks aren't really trying to foreclose right now. These banks don't want these houses. That's why I keep telling y'all, get your coins together, because when these banks have to take all these houses back, we're going to pick them up. You guys, we're going to pick them up for half off. Y'all know my beach house, babe. I'm going to get my beach house for $67.23. I'm telling you. But the point is, like, even one of the attorneys, I said this last night, one of the attorneys called me literally 2 hours before an auction, right? 2 hours before the auction. And she was like, have you talked to the homeowner? And I'm like, I haven't talked to that lady in months, right? And she's like, call her. I'm like, her auction in 2 hours. She was like, call her and see what she want to do. It was literally like they weren't trying to foreclose. That was the attorney telling me to call the homeowner, right? So if you want to sell, right? If you're behind on your mortgage and you want to sell, just call the bank and tell them that you're trying to sell your house, right? Like, I remember I was trying to sell one lady's property and the contract fell through, and the bank was like, do you need some more time to find another buyer? I was like, oh, y'all really don't want to take these people's house. So communicate with them. Communicate with them. What I always say is, when you're on the phone with the bank, tell them to notate your account, right? Let them know you are in the property. You want to stay in the property if you want to stay in the property. But let them know you are in the property, because they will foreclose faster if they think that house is vacant, okay? And tell them to notate your account, right? And even if they don't notate it, what did I say last night? It's going to be recorded for training purposes anyway, okay? And if you talk to somebody, because some of those people at the bank have attitudes. Let me just be honest. I've talked on behalf of homeowners, and some of them do have attitudes, right? But I'm from Memphis, right? So I'm going to get right back with you. But I had one lady call, and the person she talked to was like a total meanie, right? A total meanie head. And then I said, call back. Call back and see if you can talk to somebody else. She called back and talked to somebody else. They were totally nice, right? Postponed her auction, everything. I was like, see, you just got to call back and try to talk to, be like, I don't want to talk to you. You woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Put somebody else on the phone. Or let me speak to your manager. That's what you do, you guys. But communicate with the bank. I probably went all the way around the question. Navy Federal, yeah. And have been dealing with Navy Federal over 20 years. And they denied me of a car loan. Credit is over 7. You know, it's like hit or miss with Navy Federal. But now that that stuff has come out with them denying. But you know, like Navy Federal has been so hot right now. Like that's the... Everybody was making Navy Federal the place to go to get a credit card, right? And was saying Navy Federal gave high credit card balances, right? That's all over Instagram. That's all everywhere. So I'm sure Navy Federal was like, those black and brown people. But anyway, it's still crazy, right? And I hope, like I said, I hope none of those people were trying to refinance, right? And got denied, is all I'm saying. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. Do y'all have Homestead? Homestead in Mississippi. We don't have Homestead in Tennessee. Because you're not renting part of the home out or got a roommate. So, her situation, like, and people are like, why didn't she sell, right? We tried to sell it, but you guys, she had a swimming pool, right? Y'all know how much it costs to keep up with a swimming pool? And when I tell y'all she was selling her furniture to keep the utilities on, when I got over there, that swimming pool was brown, right? Keep in mind, you guys, he died before she never paid a mortgage on that house. On top of that, they bought at the height when everybody was overbidding, right? So they owed that whole loan, bought full price, right? So by the time this happened, prices had started coming down. There was no room, right? No room I wasn't even trying to get paid, right? But I know buyer's agents, they want to get paid, right? So there was no room for her to even try to sell. We could have short saled it. That's what we were working on. We were hoping somebody could assume it, right? Because she had like a 2.5 interest rate, right? She had a $300,000 house and her mortgage payment was like $1,400. I think it was like $1,400, right? So I was like, let's try to see if somebody will assume it. So, you guys, yeah, that is what happened. Hold on, you guys. You got to catch up. You know I got to catch up. People don't want to sell. They rather lose their home than sell it. I understand you don't want to lose your house, but weigh your options. Y'all, I see so many properties where I'm like, y'all just lost $200,000 worth of equity. And you know who get it? The investor, right? If you follow me on Instagram or YouTube, I always post like the auction, what the opening bid was, what it sold for. And then now I've started to post what the investors are selling it for. Like it's back on the market for this. And y'all, most investors have like $100,000 spread if they buy it at the auction and then fix it up or do whatever, turn around and sell it. I'm like, the homeowner could have just did that, right? Like the homeowner could have just sold it. And I don't know what it is. I think like a lot of times people are in denial. A lot of times people don't know. Y'all, you better put your pride in your pocket, right? And sell a house. I will take my $30,000, $40,000 and go live in an apartment, right? And be all right. And y'all can talk about me in my 1-bedroom apartment with $40,000 in my bank. Who cares, right? That's how I feel. But I mean, I'm not everybody. Okay, I did catch up on that. Oh, what I was gonna say, banks gonna be banks, right? So on the consumer finance, so you know, Bank of America just got hit again with doing some fraudulent stuff, y'all. You know, let me not say too much before they ban my whole channel, right? So they got fined $12 million for reporting false mortgage data. And so in this article, it goes on to say that this consumer finance has taken numerous actions against Bank of America, right? For violating federal law. Y'all know banks, like, y'all watch the inside job. That's all I got to say. It starts off a little slow, you guys. It starts off a little slow, but watch it, right? Y'all know banks have been in trouble for doing all kinds of like, y'all know what I mean. So they said July 2023, Bank of America had to pay over $200 million for illegally charging junk fees, right? 2022 fined $225 million and refunded hundreds of millions of dollars to consumers for botched disbursements of state unemployment benefits. That same year, Bank of America paid $10 million penalty for unlawful garnishments of customer accounts. And in 2014, Bank of America had to pay $727 million to consumers for illegal and deceptive credit card marketing practices. Y'all, that's just Bank of America. Like Wells Fargo, they stay doing some bogus, I don't know. But anyway, banks are going to bank, right? They are in business to make money. So when they come out with all these incentives and open a checking account and get this loan, and all of a sudden we love black, brown, and yellow people, come bank with us, y'all stop, right? Like, no, we know nobody's buying it now. You are like exhausting every single option that you can exhaust. Don't do that, right? So don't fall for that. I think everybody in here has probably gotten an email saying, come open a checking account, come get a HELOC, you want a personal line of credit, everything, you know. So just know when all these incentives and concessions and all that comes out from builders and banks and mortgage companies, y'all, it's because they are slow. It's because nobody's buying, and shoot, they probably losing money, right? So I know a couple builders here have totally overbuilt. I see like in Florida, they've overbuilt. I think they said in Vegas, they have overbuilt. You guys, builders are hurting. I don't care what anybody says. They are hurting right now. So just be very mindful, and banks are going to bank. They ain't never in business to, you know, doing things out of the kindness of their heart. Trust and believe. It's always to make money, right? I mean, literally, I said that 2 weeks ago, right? All the CEOs of the bank were before Congress like 2 weeks ago because they were trying to put, what is it, the Basel III in game or something. You know, they're trying to tell banks that they need to hold more reserves in their accounts. They need to hold more reserves in the bank so they don't collapse. And the CEOs are talking to Congress like, no, we don't want to hold any more reserves, right? Like, they just trying to invest our money. They trying to gamble our $20. That's why you keep your money under the bed, under the mattress. I'm just kidding, you guys. You can keep your money in the bank. You know what I'm saying. I don't know, but they give credit. Clark, don't start on those student loans. You know how? Y'all saw 8 million people miss that student loan payment. Who was surprised? None of us were surprised that 8 million people did not pay their student loans. None of us were surprised. None of us. So that's, yeah, I lost my train. Yeah, Congress. So, I mean, banks are always going to do what's best for them. So just remember that. Be mindful. Do y'all know what a bail? Okay, everybody knows what a bailout is, right? Everybody knows when banks get in trouble, they want to bail out. Do y'all know what a bail-in is? Have y'all heard of a bail-in? Not bail out, bail-in, right? How do we get land or housing? Like, I don't know, you guys. I know there are people, and I know a lot of people, even one of the attorneys that I work for, she's like, you need to be buying gold, Ashley. Like, she's one of those, buy gold. That's what you need to do. These banks are going to start collapsing. You know, she's, you never know, right? You never know. So, do y'all know what a bail-in is? A bail-in, right? Y'all going to be like, Ashley, no. Yes. So, you know what a bailout, that's like when the government comes in and rescues these banks when they're collapsing, right? So a bail-in, people can, so bail-in is, this is another reason why, because I know all of us here have over $250,000, right? That, you know, so you're only, you know, they always say if you have more than $250,000, the bank only insures up to $250,000, right? So they say have your money in separate accounts, right? Don't have anything over $250,000. A bail-in, right, you guys, no lie. Let me read this definition. Relief to a financial institution on the brink of failure by requiring the cancellation of debts owed to creditors and depositors. But what they do is, anybody, if they are about to collapse, right, and you've got over $250,000 in your account, they can take your money. They can take your money to help them pay their bills. That is what a bail-in is. If you got over they got to leave your 250. But if you got over 250,000, they can pull from people's bank accounts to help their situation. Is a bail-in. Y'all look this up when you get off of here. Bail-in is what it's called. So so they can take money out of your bank account if the bank is collapsing and they need it to help them. So just understand, y'all look that phrase up. Look, on tonight's lesson with Ashley, new words, bail-in, look it up. So yes, that's why they say, which insures each bank account for up to $250,000. In a bail-in scenario, financial institutions would only use the amount of deposits that are in excess of a customer's $250,000 balance. And I know we all have over $250,000. But just so you know, that's what that is, you guys. They can take your money to help them. So, yeah. So don't have more than $250,000 when we all, cash in on this next on real estate. Don't have more than $250,000 in one bank account at one time. That's all I'm saying. Spread your money out. Put some of it up under the mattress in a shoebox, like your grandmama said. So, just thought that was interesting for you to know. Yeah. So, I heard it too, and I was like, no way. I should have known. Banks are going to bank, right? And it's not like they don't have access to our bank accounts. How did they say that everybody was going to be out of money in October? Because they could see everybody's bank account. See? And that's what they're saying. They were saying people weren't saving as much as they used to save, right? They were noticing that people weren't depositing. That's how they predicted that people would be out of money by October, right? I'm like, but y'all can see all that in our bank accounts, but you can't see, I don't know. You know what I'm saying. So, here it is. This is what I was going to read to you. I knew I was looking for something. HUD's November numbers. I will put this article down below. So these have been the same numbers for at least the last 2.5 years, right? This HUD housing survey. This is that video that I did that people came for me. So HUD for the month of November shows that approximately 11.4% or 5.3 million renters were behind on their rental payments in November, and 5.4% or 4.52 million homeowner households were behind on their mortgage payments in November. It says 1 million homeowners feared foreclosure was imminent in the next 2 months, which don't make sense to me, right? If 4 million people are behind on their mortgage payment, you would think 4 million people fear foreclosure, right? That's how it's a housing survey. But y'all, if they ask these mortgage servicers, that's all I'm going to say. Well, if they stop lending out percentage of our money once we put it in the bank, that's what they don't want to do. That's what they were literally, and when you watch The Inside Job, they did that back in 2007 when they were trying to put regulations on derivatives, right? They were like, we don't want regulations on that. We don't want restrictions on that. Like, they literally were like, we all know who run the world, right? Anyway, they didn't want regulations on derivatives back in 2006, 2007. That's what crashed our whole market. And when they tried to, they went before Congress and was like, no, that's not a good idea. We don't want to do this. And now here we come again, and they're trying to put regulations so banks hold more money in reserves. So they're more, it's for us, right? It's so the banks don't collapse, which sounds like a good idea to me. But Jamie Dimon, all of them were up there, and they were like, nope, we don't want to hold any more money. I think it was like an extra 3%, right? I think it was an extra 3% they wanted banks to hold in reserves. And they said that even if they were going to have to hold it, they couldn't do it until like 2020. It would take until 2028 for them to be able to hold that amount of money. I'm like, we just deposited and they just spend it on what they want to spend it on. They just want to keep investing it. That's what they do with our money, right? That's what collapsed, like the Great Depression, right? That's how people lost their pensions and all that kind of stuff, because they were depositing money, banks were investing it and lost it. And people lost their pensions and their retirements and all kinds of stuff. And then that's why they made restrictions on how much money banks could invest, right? But y'all know, banks do what they want to do, right? When they want to do it, right? You just pay people enough, you pay Congress and you pay, lobbyists enough to pass what regulations you want. That's how it works, right? And if it doesn't work in your favor, you just pay some more money and you be like, you vote this way. Vote this way. Anyway, that's another story for another day. Looking at the house that I have about 30 for sale. Any hope for me in Central Florida? How can I find some assistance? So keep in mind, like, you can always get an REO property. That's what I tell people. Again, the auction is not for everybody, right? Most people don't want to buy blind. And at the auction, I require cash, right? Cash in the full amount. But REO properties, you guys, those are the properties that when they go to auction, they don't sell. Which the REO market is going to explode, because half the properties going up for auction right now were just purchased 3 years ago, right? 2020, 21, 22. I have seen plenty of properties in foreclosure that were just bought last year, right? And keep in mind, at the auction, the opening bid is the loan amount, right? So if somebody just bought last year, they owe that whole loan, right? It's not going to make sense for any investor to pick up that property. If it does not sell at the auction, it reverts back to the bank, okay? And it becomes an REO property. REO properties, you can use traditional financing. That means conventional loans, FHA 203K. If you have some money, that can just be the down payment, right? Here in Memphis, we have like down payment assistance. We have Shelby County assistance, City of Memphis assistance. Just ask. And like, that's why when you look at different mortgage lenders, see what products they offer, right? Pure Soul Bay, you see what products they offer. Ask them what incentives they have. Do they offer down payment assistance, right? You can get a property like conventional loan, depending on how much it costs, and negotiate with the bank, you guys. REO properties, negotiate, right? You negotiate price, you negotiate appliances, you negotiate repairs. I know you can go back and forth with the bank at least 3 times, you guys. It's the bank. Y'all lowball the crap out of them. Lowball them, right? And see what they come back and say. I mean, that's the plan, right? If you don't have cash built up, you go buy an REO and then you lowball them, right? People were picking up properties like 50 cents off back in 2008, negotiating with the bank. So don't feel like you can't buy anything, right? We're all at different places on this journey, right? So if you don't have cash to come see me at the auction, get an REO property. Get an REO property, hold on to it, flip it, or refinance it, do something, pull some money, whatever, right? Just do something. That's the game. You got to do something, right? Y'all talking. Hold up. I'm trying to read. I'm sorry. Clark, don't start. It's a record where we can see this again. Is this recording? Yes, this live. Yeah, you guys, all of my lives, like last night. So there's the video tab on YouTube. You know, it's got like videos, shorts, and there's a tab that says lives. Y'all, all the lives I've done are under that tab. Just go look. You can rewatch this all the time. Yes, it's all. I always put it up there. Pretty sure my price on my down payment was $5. Look, Clark. Don't be entertaining Clark Sherelle. Clark will have you. Don't. That's why I said don't come on here with your foolishness, Clark. Not on Christmas Eve. Not on Jesus' birthday Eve. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's not that kind of channel. I'm just kidding. Not on this Good Sunday. You're not gonna come on here. On my own. These people try to gaslight at the bank. Banks are, you know what I mean. Just do your due diligence wherever you go, right? See what incentives they offer. Ask questions. I'm never afraid to ask a question, right? Ask questions. What incentives do you offer? How long is my payment going to stay this? Just ask all kinds of questions. Let me decline my mama. Sorry, y'all. My mama calling me. She's probably trying to see if I'm about to wrap these gifts up real quick. But I gotta wait until my kid goes to sleep to wrap the gifts up. So anyway, we should. So I see they're trying to stop investors from buying single family homes, right? They're trying to put a cap on these hedge funds from buying properties. I think I saw that. I don't know how that's going. I don't know if that's going to work. Y'all, I don't know how that's going to work. When you think about how intertwined Wall Street and Congress and banks, when you think about how intertwined all of those are, I don't know if they're going to do that, right? And if they do that, they're going to find like another loophole, right? Like, okay, well, your hedge fund can only buy this amount. Okay, well, we're going to open up another one under another name and buy some more that way. You know what I mean? Like, it's always something, right? They're going to get around. We're the only ones down here who follow the rules. It's us who try to follow the rules. They don't follow the rules up there, right? Do you get pre-closure with sellers before the auctions? John, you made it. Look at you, John, coming on in here. Hi, Ashley. Do you get pre-foreclosures with sellers before the auctions? Let me try to interpret that question. Do I get pre-foreclosures with sellers before the auction? So I get my auction schedule usually a month before the auction. I do market to pre-foreclosures, right? Y'all, that's what the whole mentorship is, teaching you how to market to pre-foreclosures. That's what I teach in the mentorship. So I'm going to say that answer is yes, if I understand that question correctly. Do I get pre-foreclosures, people behind on their mortgage, before they go to auction? I do market to them. Everybody knows that I've been mailing for the past, 3 years? I mail and I hit them 4 other methods, 4 other ways. And that's what the whole mentorship is about too, how to market to pre-foreclosures. I hope I answered that question. They are driving everything up. I remember so first of all, I don't really work on residential side anymore. I work on the investment side. Every once in a while, I'll take a residential client. And you just can't beat a cash offer. You just cannot beat a cash offer. And back in 21 and 22, when investors were paying the strength, right? They were paying full price. They were paying over like everybody else with cash. You can't compete with that. Like nobody can compete with that, right? Even homeowners that were like, I really want a family. You'd be like, but it's cash. They're like, okay, So, it is an unfair advantage to homeowners, right? Because what are they going to do with the property? They're just going to put renters in, and no shade to renters, right? But there is a difference in pride of owners, at least in Memphis. Look, at least in Memphis, you can tell the rental neighborhoods versus the homeowner neighborhoods, right? And no shade we have all rented before, right? Most of us have rented before. No shade. None. But it's just a difference, right? And rentals do decrease home values a lot of times. When I did work with regular residential buyers, if I saw for rent signs on the street, I'd be like, this is not the neighborhood you want to buy in, right? Because once it goes rental, it's sentimental. I was trying to think of something to rhyme with rental, but clearly I don't have skills like that. They're making it so hard for people out here. It's one realty that owns over 100 homes and everything's sky high. Y'all know the property people, they come to the auction too. That's where they pick up those properties. The hedge funds come see me at the auction, all of them. But it does make it hard. It makes it so challenging for people because honestly, you guys, real estate is one of the main stepping stones to building wealth, right? That most people can do. That's how most people have built their wealth, off of buying real estate. And when you can't buy it, or it's just unaffordable, right? Like, what do people do, right? You know what I mean? Like, honestly, when you buy a property and hold on to it and appreciates and it sells and you get that big lump sum of money, when else do you get money like that, right? Unless you insurance, life insurance, but I mean, you don't want to wait till somebody die to get a lump sum of money. But when you buy properties and sell them and you make money and you invest that, like, I mean, I guess if you buy stock and stuff, but y'all know what I'm saying. When else are you able to see that kind of money? Like, I've had clients walk away with like 6 figures at the closing table because they bought a property, held on to it for 5 or 6 years, and sold it and walked away with 6 figures. When else do you see that, right? When else does that happen? So when you take that away from people, you know, and when people, like, when a majority of people own like all the properties, right? That's like, that means they can raise the rent to anything they want to raise it to. And then what do, right? The houses that you can't afford, like in the hood somewhere, right? No shade to anybody who live in the hood, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's someplace where you got to take your refrigerator with you every time you leave the house, right? You don't want that. So, but if I know America, right? Wall Street, hedge funds, Congress, they too, you know what I mean? Like, we'll see what happens, you guys. We'll see what happens. And then next year is a election year, you guys, and y'all know it's, you know, our elections, right? Like, who knows what's gonna happen with the election. Our sun up there, you know, they pushed up the prices too much and they're going down to, so you saw who put out an article, auction.com put out an article that said that investors are not like buying as much anymore. We had an investor in Jackson that offloaded like 100 and something properties. One, he just could not find anybody to do all the repairs on them. And two, y'all, it's just a lot of these investors can't get off these properties, right? They have bought the properties when they were, y'all, the market flipped so quick, right? Like, it just flipped. It's so many investors on the auction list right now. So many investors on the auction list right now. Properties in foreclosure, and you can see them. And they're going up for auction, brand, like, completely remodeled properties, renovated properties, and you can see they tried to rent them out, or they tried to sell them, couldn't sell them, tried to rent them, couldn't rent them, and boom, now they in foreclosure, right? They can't keep up with that mortgage payment. And y'all think that hard money, you know, hard money wants you to refinance out of it and pay them back. And if it's a HELOC and those interest rates went up, y'all, it's all I'm saying. It's a lot of investors in foreclosure right now. Is all I'm saying. Can you speak on, here you go, John, upsetting the bid? You did ask that last night. You were right, John. I got you. Actually, and new here, where can I get the information on your, it's down below. All my links are down below. All of them. If you did not get the websites, they caused all the confusion on Instagram. It is residential, government, commercial, and land. You guys, I found a bunch of websites, bundled it all up for you. It's free. Go download it. That link is down below. The Auction Accelerator course, y'all use code BIRTHDAY. It is going up in January. Almost 100 people have like enrolled in the Auction Accelerator. It teaches you how to buy properties at the auction. It also teaches you how to find pre-foreclosures. Use code BIRTHDAY. Use code BIRTHDAY. It'll end at the end of December because my birthday is in December. So in January, the price is going back up. Mentorship down below. My newsletter down below. Y'all subscribe to the newsletter. I give away free stuff in the newsletter all the time. The market flipped and they can't afford those payments. Like, a lot of people are going to be hurt because they took out HELOCs. If people got a HELOC used, you know what I mean? Because interest rates were so low, but these HELOCs are adjustable rate mortgages. You know, they're adjustable rates, right? The interest rate. And so, y'all, a HELOC, that's why you got to be very careful about buying at the auction. Do not buy a HELOC at the auction. Don't buy second liens at the auction. Your feelings going to be hurt all year. All year your feelings going to be hurt if you buy the wrong lien at an auction. That's all I'm going to say. Someone I know took out a HELOC for 19%. A lot of people, they say, okay, so you know the news is always like mortgage applications are up. Y'all, it's refinances. I hate when the news does that, right? The news is like, everybody, you know, mortgage application. It's refinances. You guys, it's not people going to buy properties. It's people trying to refinance their current loan to pull money out because they need money. I got John, look at John. I'm going to talk about it. It's because they're pulling out money to pay their bills, right? It's what a lot of people are saying. Even refinancing it at 7 and 8%, if you need money, you just need money. And if they said like the average HELOC that people were pointing out was like $75,000, I'm like, golly. But you just better hope you don't get behind on that, right? And you see people who get HELOCs, and you can get, like, it just depends on who you bank with. They'll give you your money like on a little debit card, right? Like they'll give it to you on a card, and people just like, that's the equity in your house, you guys. But I know people, which you can take a HELOC and just leave it, right? Just use it for when you need it, right? If something comes. But some people just take it out and balls to the wall. You know what I mean? Like, and that's their equity in their house, right? And don't let price value start falling. There goes your equity. All I'm saying. Announce the HELOC. Nope, Isaac. I do not get up there and say, I don't know if it's a HELOC, right? I just read that public notice, all the information about who's foreclosing on them, the date, the time, the property owners. I read the parcel. I was trying to see if I had one with me. But no, I don't say if it's a first lien, second lien, if it's a HELOC. Somebody said, who was on here before, said wherever they live, they announce what lien it is. I don't know what lien it is. I don't know the condition of the property. I don't know if people live in the property. They just send me my schedule, right? And they say, this is what you got. And I'm like, okay. And sometimes I will like look and post it up for y'all, but I don't know like what lien it is or anything like that. I have no idea. Now, if I see Target or Chase credit card as the lien holder, then I know it's a second, right? Because Target is not your primary mortgage, right? But and like they can foreclose. Well, they can foreclose on that lien. That doesn't give anybody ownership to that property if they buy it. That's why you don't buy those, right? But if they have a lien on your property, they can foreclose on that lien, but that doesn't give people ownership. I hope I did not just confuse the heck out of everybody on that live. But do a title search, right? Yeah, drive by, check property. Blah, 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 blah. Yep, John, I got you. I'm going to talk to you. Is there a way to check liens for free? County records and deeds. Go to your county records and deeds wherever you live. Like I go to Shelby County records and deeds. Put in that address. Some of them, like Nashville, makes you pay. You might have to pay a little bit of something to log in and see it. And you go and you put in that address and you see the liens on it. If you get my course, I'm telling you, I teach you how to do that. But look, and it'll say, a lot of times it will say lien, like L-I-E-N, right? So you can see, and you need to look for, it'll say released next to it. If it's got R-E-L or what else? Here it says R-E-L. So you know it's been released, that lien has been released. You don't have to worry about it. But county records and deeds. Your county records and deeds office has all your title information for where you live. Oh, thank you. Absolutely. I try to answer awkward. Let me answer John's question before he get mad at me. Okay, so John, you asked me about upsetting the bid. But before I said this, and so I know, okay, so I'm reading this definition because I want to make sure it is a legal, hold on. An upset bid is placed after a foreclosure sale has ended that is higher than the highest bid received at the actual foreclosure sale. So after a sale has ended, for me, there is no more, you can't come back and bid higher. That doesn't happen for me. Maybe I could see that happening for like a smaller auction place, right? Like Okay, I'm back. I froze up. I froze up, but I'm back. If I'm back, press 1. Can y'all see me? I'm back. Press 1. I am back. Yeah, my mama is calling me because she's trying to see when I'm gonna wrap up these presents for Gabby. Okay, good. I'm back. Okay. So what I was saying is, so that's my mom, and she gonna freeze up the Wi-Fi. Keep calling me. What I was gonna say is, thank you guys. Y'all see me? Okay, I'm back. Maybe like Williams auction. Who else are smaller auctions? Once my auction is over and done with, you can't come back to me and be like, Ashley, I'm going to bid over. If I understand what upset bid means. It's placed after a foreclosure sale has ended that is higher than the highest bid received. So that don't happen with me, right? Once I say going once, twice, sold, I collect your money, I send it straight to the attorney. You can't come back. And you can't call that attorney here, you can't call that attorney and be like, it doesn't work here. Now, like I said, maybe like a smaller auction platform where they can talk to the trustee or talk to the attorney. Maybe, you know what I mean? But not in here in Tennessee, there's no like right of redemption, right? So after I sell it, you can't come back and reclaim that property anyway. A homeowner can't anyway. So I don't know how that would work. Maybe like online bidding. Maybe they could get like an upset bid, John. But I don't know. Like you can't call me. Like none of the guys will call me and be like, I know Robert said 500,000, but I'm gonna bid 510. Like, cause once I send the money, I'm like, y'all, it's over. Call the trustee, right? Like, there's nothing, like, you can't bring me any more money. So that doesn't really happen for me, John, if that makes sense. Now, maybe some other places, maybe, but it'll be a whole lot of pissed off investors, right? Like, if they think they want a property and then not, and then somebody came in and bid higher, they're gonna be like, they should have been at the auction, right? They should have been at the auction and bid. So that doesn't really work for me. I'm trying to find the best way. I have to go out and generate land with basic contract, being a 6-year-old daughter. Thank you. Look at REO properties. That's HUD Home Store, you guys. Homesteps.com. Homepath.com. HUD Home Store, Home Steps, Home Path. It's included in the bundle that I give away for free. It's at the Danita, she trying to see when I'm gonna come over there and wrap these gifts. That's what she trying to see, right? So, she don't want nothing. But check those, you guys. The link is down below. It's a free, absolutely free website. Go look at them. I did land, commercial, government owned, and residential. Go look. Just go look. Click on them. Try an REO property. Get them, negotiate with the bank. Like if it's $200,000, be like, I'm gonna offer y'all 140. I'm gonna give you 130 for it and see what they say. They might say, okay, we didn't want the property anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's the bank. It's the bank, right? They gonna lowball you and take your money. You take their money too. Take the house. What's the best way to get under your belt an expensive mark real estate under your y'all, New York, that's a whole different, like, even y'all's auctions are ridiculous. Like, I have a guy, Rudy, he's in my mentorship in New York. And he got a property at the auction, and the property was like $800,000, and he got it for $400,000. A property in New York, right? I don't know. Try to go like REOs, look, for sure. And right now, REOs, you're not really seeing, but bookmark all the sites. So REO is not, no. REO, you get an inspection. REO is, but there's going to be some competition with REOs just because they're usually on the market a lot of times, right? REO, you get a home inspection. You walk through the property. You get keys to the property. You get an appraisal done. It's just like a normal residential transaction. The bank is the seller, though, instead of like another person. It's the bank you're negotiating with. But exactly same everything. Ask for all the appliances. Ask for all the repairs. Ask for everything when you negotiate with the bank. New York. I think so. I think he did live somewhere like that. And so he bought the property. People were living in it in New York. So of course I told him like cash for keys, lead with love. Now the people who are living in it want to buy it back from him. So I'm like, you better charge them the strength. But we'll see. But New York, I feel like REO, for me personally, I'm never buying anything on the market, right? I'm never buying anything on the market. It's got to be investment. It's got to be a foreclosure. It's got to be discounted, right? So maybe check auctions. Maybe reach out to people in pre-foreclosure, right? Like REO, pre-foreclosure, maybe do that and try to talk to them directly or something like that. Because I know I'm telling you, everybody's risk factor is not set on Ashley at the auction, buying blind. Everybody's blood pressure is not set on buying blind. Everybody not there. And that's fine. Just get an REO. All good. All good, you guys. All good. New York. That's a hot market. I would say REO, maybe try to find the pre-foreclosures and go after them. Try to talk to the homeowners directly if you got time to do that. You're going to have to get creative in New York, right? You got to get creative in New York. Maybe look at some like expireds, people who were on the market and couldn't sell. Get on PropWire. Y'all, again, get on PropWire. Not PropStream, PropWire. PropStream, you got to pay. PropWire is free, right? And put in like high equity people or pre-foreclosures and reach out to those people. Is there a way to know what the bank want for the auction property? So, I'm thinking about this question. So, we talking about bank or we talking about auction? You talking about me? Like the opening bid? Or, yeah, out of state. Yes. The opening bid, or you talking about like REO property? Because REO, they going to have a price up there, but you negotiate that price. Auction, I have an opening bid, right? I'm going to make sure I'm answering that question correctly. Y'all, it's been 77 minutes. I know it's 10 o'clock on the east side, on the east coast. I'm going to get off here shortly because I do got to go wrap these gifts up, okay? PropWire, yeah, propwire.com. Go look. It pulls properties. You can pull lists of pre-foreclosures, absentee owners, high equity, y'all know the websites. Go pull them and see. Go check it out. Go play on that site real quick. Can someone buy something in Tennessee? You have to spend some time there though, right? People can bid on behalf of you, right? A lot of people buy out of state, right? Just make sure make sure you trust the people. Make sure you probably got contractors who would do work for you. But yeah, people always buy out of state. I told you, Memphis is like the investors' playground because our properties are so cheap, right? I got clients in Hong Kong, Australia. I got clients everywhere, right? So I think maybe invest out of state. Just as cheaper, but make sure you got good contractors. Good contractors are hard to find. Let me say that. It isn't fraud when retiring, then you find out the owner is faced with foreclosure, but the renter been paying on time. Is it fraud when renting, then you find out? That happened a lot of times. That happens to so many people where renters, the homeowner was not paying, the landlord wasn't paying, and you can talk to the bank, right? Like I said, like the bank will let you stay in that house a little longer if your landlord is in foreclosure. You just need to know who their mortgage company is, right? But like I said, I saw the paperwork for that lady, and they were like, the paperwork is like, if you are a renter, contact us and let us know what your lease is. So yeah, and I know I hate that for people. Especially when renters have been paying. That's why I say don't do lease to own, y'all. Don't do rent to own. Don't do that. Don't do rent to own. If you work in a rent to own place, no shade to you. I just don't think it's wise. You either rent or you either own. Don't do rent to own. Okay. What about tax lien deeds or any experience in that? I did a masterclass on tax liens and deeds. It's under my live tab. Go check it out. I don't do tax liens and tax deeds, but I know a lot of people do. Y'all do that tax surplus, like something where people are doing surplus funds. I don't know. It's so many creative marketing. But tax liens and deeds, like that might be a good place to explore. You know, just make sure you do your due diligence, right? And check right of redemption. Right of redemption when it comes to tax liens and deeds is a big thing, you guys. You guys, I gotta get off here. I gotta go wrap these gifts. I'm just gonna put them all in gift bags. That's what I'm gonna do. And we're just gonna be like, Santa Claus had gift bags. Over here in New York, builders are God. Do you really want to be an out-of-state landlord? I've done it before and it's a hassle. Oh, I always say get you some property management. Get property management because I can't do anything for you at 4 o'clock in the morning if you call me. Right? If you call me and say my air went out at 4 o'clock in the morning, it ain't nothing I can do for you, right? I'm going to be asleep. That's why I'm like, get a good property manager. All I need you to do is deposit my money each month. That's all I need you to do. Because I can't fix a pipe or none of that kind of stuff. What can tenants do when landlords enter property with that? Look at you. You really, pure soul, babe. You really want me to be like, I know y'all think I know everything. And sometimes I feel like I know a lot. But I don't know. Like, it's got to maybe, look at your lease. Do they have in the lease where they can enter the property without, y'all, I don't know. Y'all got me on here making up stuff. Like, look on your lease and see what it says. Look, I don't know. Who do you call, like, for complaint violation, rental violations? Look, my voice is even leaving. You guys, my voice is leaving. There you go. Thank you, Sherelle. Come on in here, Sherelle. Gift bags. I'm telling you. I got some boxes and I got some gift bags. So, we'll see what's happening. Everybody predicts the foreclosure trickle is going to start next summer, right? That's when this will just be the beginning. Don't forget there's always a lag in foreclosures, right? The market crashed in 2008. Foreclosures didn't really hit till 2009. We saw the peak in 2010. So there will be a lag, but they are coming. So don't buy any flat screen TVs. Save your money. Get your credit as good as you can get it. You know what I mean? Put your money under your mattress if that's where you want to keep it. And y'all know. In Florida, 20, they only gave me, ooh, you guys. Okay, you guys, I got to get off of here. Where's it's in all my tabs. All my products are down below, you guys. All of them. Use code BIRTHDAY. I'm usually on here every Sunday, you guys. Every Sunday. Subscribe to the newsletter. I usually announce, hey, you guys, I'll hop on here on Wednesday. I can't do Wednesday because we have mentorship. Sometimes I do like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of, but I'm usually every Sunday. Subscribe to the property newsletter. And then I announce and give y'all foreclosure stats and all that kind of stuff, you guys. And I'm on Instagram, Your Agent Ashley on Instagram. I'm here. Thumbs up, subscribe. If you're low, maybe reach out to legal, yeah. Pure soap, y'all, look at y'all. Y'all answer each other questions, you guys. You guys, Merry Christmas. If y'all about to, luckily this year I don't have to put together a kitchen. I ain't got to put together nothing. It's just going in the gift bags. But you guys, Merry Christmas. Like, comment, subscribe. Your Agent Ashley on Instagram. Ashley, not an open amount. Is there a way to find out how much the bank looking for the auction property at the auction? So I'm going to try to answer your question the best way I know. The bank wants whatever that loan is, right? So look and see what they bought their property for. You know what I mean? Like if they just bought it last year, they owe that whole loan. If they bought it 10 years ago, let me tell you a little trick that you can do, y'all. Put it in ChatGPT. See how much they bought that property for. Like that original loan amount. Ask ChatGPT, how much would the payoff be on a loan for $300,000 that was bought 15 years ago? We're just going to say their interest rate is 4.5%. How much would they owe now? ChatGPT will spit out how much they probably owe on that property. And from experience, they're about $10,000 off, right? That's a good way to find out how much the bank wants, right? See how much they bought it for, however many years ago, and go from there. I hope that answers your question. No problem. I used to. Oh, look at y'all. Look at y'all making friends on the live. It's a little Christmas miracle. Okay, you guys. All the links are down below. If not, you guys, email me. You're welcome. youragentashleigh@gmail.com. Email me, you guys, if you got another question. youragentashleigh on Instagram. You know what it is on YouTube because you're here. So, you guys, that is it. That is it. That is it. Merry Christmas. Danita, Joe, Isaac, Pure Soul Bay. Did I get everybody? Joe, Clark the Realtor. I don't know if you're still on there, but Merry Christmas, you guys. Happy holidays. Happy Sunday. You know, happy birthday if it's your birthday, right? Happy birthday. That's it, you guys. I will talk to you soon. Soon. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome, you guys. All right, you guys. Rajiv, I didn't even see you on there. Look at you, Rajiv. I didn't know you were on here. Joe, Pure Soul May. Y'all got it. All right, you guys. Have a Merry Christmas. All the things. You're welcome. It's always hard for me to get off because I see your little comments. I'm like, you're welcome. You're welcome, Sherelle. You're welcome, Dee. Praying hands too, Joe. Bye, you guys. I'm getting off. On 3. Everybody hang up. 1, 2, 3.